Everyone, this is Jacqui Cooper from Love Travel Scotland, and we are here today in a continuing series of our castle road trip. Yvette, welcome. How are you doing today?
Great. Thank you, Jacqui, for the welcome. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I'm based in the United States, and Yvette, where are you located?
I'm in Aberdeenshire in Scotland in the UK.
Yeah. And for those that might not know about Love Travel Scotland, we have a Facebook group that you can join. We also have our podcast, and we're doing this continuing series just because there are so many wonderful castles to visit in Scotland. And we are hopping all around the countryside. We are going to be both staying within the area that Yvette is in, as well as going down south and all around. So today, where are we visiting, Yvette? Which castle are we visiting?
So today we're at Balmoral.
And so I haven't had the privilege of visiting that castle. I have visited Scotland and I've visited a few castles. Tell me a little bit while I pull up some pictures of where.
Well, that's okay, Jacqui, because you've got a great excuse for not visiting because you're located in Maryland, Washington. So you coming over to Scotland and seeing as many castles as you did well. I haven't really got any excuses because it is actually only 50 miles away from where I live, and I've never visited it before. I will go and visit it, but yeah, it does look a spectacular castle. So a little bit about its history is it was bought by Prince Albert, and it is now owned by Queen Elizabeth II, and she moved in around about, back in the day she owned it in 1882, and it's still owned by the monarchy.
So for those that might not be following us on the visual side, we are doing a video that will be uploaded to the YouTube channel of this. And so if you're following on the podcast side, you can definitely go and visit the link for the video so you can see how beautiful this castle is. It's very majestic and, very traditional in terms of what you might think is a castle. I don't see a moat, but I definitely see the turrets and the vines and everything. So how many acres does this castle have?
So it sits in about 50,000 acres in its estate. So it's a huge estate. It is still currently a working estate, and they have grouse and moors, forestry, farmland, lovely herds of deer that you can go up and watch running around. They also have Highland cattle and ponies, and they do offer a safari trip as well. So if you want to go and see the Highland cattle in a safari trip, that would be awesome to go and have a look at some of the Scottish wildlife. And quite excitingly is they have a little squirrel cam. So even if you're not at the estate, you can actually just go onto their website and you can just click on their squirrel cam link during the day when it's light, and you might be lucky enough to catch some red squirrels, which are native to here.
So I love that idea. I love watching animals on various live cams. The picture that we're looking at right now is a gentleman from the 1830s. And what it says is Sir Robert Gordon made major alterations to the original castle. I'm not quite sure what the alterations he did, but we're looking at some of the portraits of Queen Victoria.
Yeah, absolutely. From what I read was that when Queen Victoria moved in, and she thought it was a lovely house, but it was a bit little. And so over the years, it was commissioned that they had extensions built, hence how Balmoral did actually get so big. That isn't the size that it started out as. It was definitely upgraded and extended over the centuries.
So there's various pictures at their website, and I'm flipping through to see a photograph actually with 9 children in 1857, and it is amazing to see the dresses that they wore and the clothing and everything. And then I'm flipping back over, and the estate is quite beautiful. Is it very easy to access, or how would someone find it?
Okay, yeah, it is easy to access. It is 50 miles to the west of Aberdeen, and the closest location that if you were flying into the country to go and see it would be to land at Aberdeen Airport or the train station. And then you can get a stagecoach bus up to the estate when travel restrictions are lifted and COVID is passed and things like that. Also, there will be some private tours as well on websites that you can also access and book tours for, which may make it easier with it being 50 miles away. Ballater is out into the country, so it's great. But accessibility for people with additional needs or disabilities, it's lovely to read that in the carriage hall you can just go and rent for free a little battery operated car disability buggy that you can just go around the estate with and enjoy it as well. So that's really nice that they have made it accessible and free, which is not quite often the case.
So we're looking at a very unusual pyramid that happens to be at the castle. Do you have any background as to what the pyramid is all about?
I don't. There's a lot of speculation about the background to the pyramid. As I was just saying to you earlier on, there's some conspiracy theories written around it. All the length of time that I've lived here, I never knew that. But being big on conspiracy theorists, it will be something that I look into because it's kind of quite exciting to go and find out information and research things.
So it'll be interesting to see why Prince Albert.
Absolutely. And I
yeah.
always wanted to go to Egypt to visit the pyramids, and who knew 50 miles down the road I could go see one. So that will definitely be a trip down there to find out some information. And who knows, maybe there are more pyramids around Scotland, Jacqui, and we can do a little segment on pyramids of Scotland.
Yeah, exactly. So here we have Edward VII relaxing at the castle, and some more pictures. It definitely, I'm wondering how large, you might not know this, I'm wondering how large the staff is at the castle. You did say that it's a working castle, so they probably have a large staff there. Do you know if they're farming there or?
Yes, so they do farm the land as well.
So I'm wondering there, I see on their website, which we'll also share on the podcast as well.
I'm not entirely sure about the staff, Jacqui, because the castle is privately owned, so the money doesn't go to the crown as it was bought outright by Prince Albert, and it still continues within the royal family. However, it is privately owned, so the money raised from it doesn't go to the crown, so to speak. So yeah, they have it in trust under the deeds of nomination and appointment. So that's how they manage their castle. It's under management. As you would, because you wouldn't want to look after it and sort it yourself, the size of it, would you?
No, not at all, not at all. I see that there's some holiday cottages that are available for rental. There's also a online gift shop, and there's also a place to get some food, subject to obviously the guidelines that are happening right now. So anything else?
Absolutely. Yeah, so I was just going to say, you just touched on there that they have holiday cottages, which are obviously different rates depending on the type of time of year that you go and stay there. But an interesting fact and some information for dog lovers is that dogs are welcome to the estate if they're kept on leads. And if they were to stay overnight in the accommodation, it would be £15 a night for the doggy. So you can take the doggy with you on your holiday and stay there.
I also see that they have salmon fishing, and they also have golf activities. So individuals can go to the golf course and have tea time at the golf. So for those that are interested in exploring various golf courses, that is definitely something that
absolutely. There are a lot of golf courses in Scotland, probably nearly as many as there are castles. I remember coming back from England once, and I came up over the hills and the mountains, and I had a hire car, Jacqui. I think the hire car was set to take me on the golf course tour because I passed so many golf courses on the way back home. It was unreal. I was like, I've never been this directions before. Yeah, so it's great that they've got a golf course out there. We have lots of golf courses. Royal Deeside is a fantastic area for outdoor activities. Walking, hiking, climbing, fishing, kayaking, all the wildlife and outdoor activities definitely can be found in Royal Deeside. Very nice area.
So one of the things that we're going to be talking about in our castle road trip is both the different castles that are there, and we're also going to talk about local businesses, so that way you can support the local businesses. So definitely keep up with the blogs. As we meet people who are within the local area, we're going to be adding their business links to the blog. So that way, when you end up traveling to Scotland to visit a castle, you can also stop in and say hi to the various individuals. Anything else that you'd like to share about this castle that we just ended up exploring?
No, just go out there, take some photos and share them so we can see what it's like. It's been quite some time since we've seen up-to-date photos of castles and how they're kept. So it would be great, and to see what's happening on the estate too. So yeah, so look forward to the photos coming in. Doesn't have to be from Balmoral. Any castle is welcome.
That's true. That's very true. Well, thank you so much, Yvette. I look forward to our next road trip, to our next castle. Have you decided on which one we're going to visit next?
Did we do Drum Castle? Which one did we do
We
first?
did do Drum
We did
Castle
Drum
first.
Castle.
Yep.
Okay, have we done Slains Castle?
No, we can do that
Okay,
one
let's do
next.
Slains next then, because I have photos of Slains Castle because I was there the other week.
Awesome. Awesome. So that will be the next one. So stay tuned, everyone. And thank you for subscribing and liking and being part of our road trip. Have a great day.